Taylor's going to win on this. Travis is going to win on this. But who's really going to cash in is the NFL.
Having the Taylor Swift effect is also a positive. She knows great entertainment, and I think that's why she loves NFL football.
I've seen you rock the stage in Arrowhead. You might have to come see me rock the stage in Arrowhead and see which one's a little more lit.
Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl 2024. But the impact of this pop culture sports crossover may have ripple effects for decades on the NFL and on families.
She generated $92 million of economic impact. Denver, another NFL city, $140 million in economic impact. Both of these stars are going to win, but the league is going to cash in.
It creates a buzz. It creates another group of young fans, particularly young women, that are interested in seeing, why is she going to this game? Why is she interested in this game?
The demographic of females is up like 10% from last year. That particular lady and her fan base coming into the NFL is a beautiful thing.
There's too much money involved to not have the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Because Taylor
That's
Swift,
already a done deal.
Yeah, because Taylor Swift, she generates too much money for the NFL.
Okay, so don't shoot the messenger, but I've been sitting on this for months and I can't keep quiet anymore. You know how everyone went full delulu over Taylor Swift's sudden obsession with football last year? Like one day she's on stage crying over All Too Well, and the next she's in a skybox in Kansas City screaming, "Let's effing go," like she's been a Chiefs fan since the womb. I wanted to believe it, I really did, but my nosy little brain just wouldn't stop picking at the thread. And once I did, oh boy, the whole damn jersey unraveled. You're gonna convince me it was all real love? That Taylor Eras Tour, 12 outfits per set, billion-dollar box office Swift, randomly started dating Travis, I'm gonna host SNL and sell Pfizer Kelce, a man whose last name sounds like a salad bar? No, absolutely not. And listen, I love a good rom-com. I was rooting for them. Kinda. But this was too neat, too tidy, too convenient. The timing? Suspicious. The NFL's reaction? Borderline thirsty. And the branding? Oh my God, the branding was so tight, it gave me a migraine. Let's start at the beginning. No, not the Travis tried to give her a friendship bracelet part. That was adorable and very third-grade crush-coded, yes, but it was also suspiciously perfect PR. Think about it. He tells that story on his podcast like he's just some aw shucks guy who got ghosted by America's sweetheart. Cue the sympathy points. Then what happens? Suddenly Taylor shows up. Poof! She's in the box with Mama Kelce eating chicken nuggets and looking like a Pinterest board. We all fell for it, me included. But now, I can't unsee it. Because right after that, Travis Kelce's jersey sales skyrocket by 400%. That's not a number I'm making up. That's from actual sports merch reports. Dude becomes the most Googled NFL player overnight, and not for football. Then the NFL's official TikTok bio literally changes to, Taylor was here. You're telling me the most testosterone-dripping sports league in America let itself become a fangirl page organically? Please. They've got billion-dollar ad agencies behind every emoji they tweet. And you know what? I would have stayed quiet if it had just been a casual fling, but then came the SNL appearance. Do you remember how awkward that was? Travis and Taylor both pop up at exactly the same time. Surprise! And it reeked of brand coordination. Like when Coke and McDonald's decide to have matching Christmas ads. It wasn't giving spontaneity, it was giving contractual obligation. Now here's where it gets darker, because yes, we're going there. A source, a very messy source who works in marketing, told me that Swift's people approached the NFL months before her first appearance with Kelce. Allegedly. Allegedly, there was an entire pitch deck involved, like an actual PowerPoint, with charts, metrics, target demographics, and even proposed co-branded hashtags. Yes, hashtags. And you know what the campaign was called internally? Cleat Cute. I wish I were joking. It was supposed to refresh Taylor's image after Maddie Healy. Yikes, we'll get to that mess and bring female viewership to NFL broadcasts. Because let's face it, the Venn diagram of Swifties and NFL fans was 2 planets apart before this, but then, like a pop culture big bang, bam! We had 12-year-olds tuning into Monday Night Football and 40-year-old dudes pretending to know what folklore meant. It was the greatest marketing crossover since Travis Barker married into the Kardashians. And just like that, the Swiftie economy entered the NFL. Stadiums started playing You Belong With Me during timeouts. NFL announcers made Taylor references mid-game like it was part of their bonus plan. Even Donna Kelce got her own merch line. Coincidence? Wake up. You're being bamboozled with glitter and goalposts. And let's not forget the Eras Tour movie release was just around the corner. You really think it's a coincidence that Taylor showed up during primetime games, fully dressed, hair curled, lip red, camera ready, right when pre-sales were dropping? That was a world tour level rollout, not a date night. And don't get me started on how everything suddenly went silent whenever Travis did something mildly cringy. Remember that weird Pfizer ad he did where he told everyone to get double vaxxed? Yeah, that conveniently vanished from the Swiftie radar, even though we all know Taylor's fanbase can end entire careers over one problematic lyric. But Travis gets a pass. Why? Because the contract, allegedly, had a clause that Taylor's image must remain untarnished, even if that means ignoring the fact that her boyfriend was doing 2-for-1 flu shots like it's CVS Wednesday. Oh, and the Maddie Healy situation. Can we please talk about how that flaming garbage of a PR moment got magically buried the second Taylor started dating Travis? It was like watching someone delete browser history in real time. Suddenly, everyone stopped talking about Maddie's racist jokes, his gross podcast clips, his whole walking red flag energy, and started talking about Travis's touchdown stats. Coincidence? Or genius PR damage control in a football jersey? Look, I'm not saying Taylor doesn't deserve love. She does. I hope she finds someone who writes her poems and doesn't bring home CTE. But I am saying the NFL gig felt scripted, like actually storyboarded. And I wouldn't be surprised if their breakup, because you know it's coming, has a rollout plan too. Something like Taylor breaks up with Travis to focus on music. NFL wishes her well, mutual respect, no hard feelings. Boom. Clean. No mess. No more tight end double entendres in late night monologues. And speaking of tight ends, tell me why Travis suddenly became the hot one. He's cute, sure, in that I got kicked out of 3 frat houses kind of way, but people were acting like he was some Greek god when 6 months earlier he was best known for getting mic'd up and accidentally saying dumb stuff like, "Yo, I love ketchup on mac and cheese." That's not sexy, that's a culinary crime. But with Taylor on his arm, suddenly he's GQ's next cover boy. It's giving makeover montage. It's giving NFL Cinderella, and it's giving very, very well-timed brand synergy. Oh, and how could I forget Super Bowl Sunday? The climax of this fever dream. Miss Swift jetting in from Tokyo like she's Carmen Sandiego with a private plane tracker army behind her. The way CNN gave it live coverage like it was D-Day. And the way the NFL camera crews kept cutting to her like it was the Taylor Swift Bowl and not the actual championship. They even had a camera rig pre-installed in the Kelce family box. I've worked in production. That doesn't happen without prior approval. You don't get prime real estate in the most watched event on TV by accident. That's logistics, baby. Even post-game, Travis yells, "You gotta fight for your right to party," and Taylor just materializes like a glitch in the Matrix. Lips red, dress coordinated, like she just stepped off of Victoria's Secret runway and onto the field. And then the kiss. Oh, the kiss. Not just any kiss, the full-on, camera-centered, perfectly lit, viral GIF kiss. I could hear Kris Jenner whispering, "You're doing amazing, sweetie," through the screen. And here's the final kicker, pun very much intended. Right after all that, Taylor goes straight back on tour, like boom, back to Argentina, and Travis follows her. For what? 2 shows and a headline? You mean to tell me this man with weekly concussions flew to Buenos Aires for a 2-day vacation because he missed her? Or because NFL viewership hit record highs every time she was shown on screen? I'm sorry, I want to believe in love, but this feels like a deleted scene from The Truman Show. And if you're still not convinced, just ask yourself this. Why hasn't either of them done a real, unedited, sit-down interview about their relationship? Not a red carpet snippet, not a podcast teaser, I mean a full, raw, Barbara Walters-style talk. You know why? Because if you poke the illusion too hard, the glitter falls off, the sparkle fades, and you're left with a brand deal in a Kansas City jersey. Listen, I'm not mad. I'm impressed. It worked. The NFL got its Swiftie bump. Taylor cleaned up her image. Travis became a household name. It was the most profitable romance since Bennifer 2.0, and probably more contractual. But the next time you see a skybox romance, ask yourself, is this love or is this lobbying? Either way, I'll be watching, with popcorn and a conspiracy board covered in red string. Because in the end, the truth stands near and I just need the tea. And boy, this one was brewed in the basement of the Illuminati's PR department. Allegedly. See you next time.